Hello. Today I want to quickly address something about the new gen Xbox. Of course, this is not something I usually talk about because obviously I don't use Xbox at all. Well, it's been a while since I used my Xbox, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm gonna talk about the next gen Xbox, which should be coming in about at least 2026 or so, somewhere like that. And I'm going to talk about that you probably shouldn't buy it. Okay. Well, if you're gonna buy it, that's fine, but I'm gonna explain that, well, first of all, there is the Xbox Ally, which is supposed to be a handheld Xbox. And, well, as you know, it's pretty much a handheld PC, so like the Steam Deck is. So, and it's gonna have almost the same features, though it won't have the touchpad. It'll only have two back paddles, and maybe not two-stage triggers. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Well, at least the Ally X will have different triggers, but not the same as two-stage. But yeah, it will still have the same controls and everything, the D-pad, face buttons, the gyro most likely, which would technically mean that it's the first time Xbox actually uses gyro, funnily enough. So yeah, as we know, the Xbox Ally is pretty much going to be a Windows PC, though it uses a special version of Windows because, well, as we know, Windows is a ton of bloatware and stuff compared to something like, anything Linux, like SteamOS. So, they want to make a version that's more efficient for gaming and all that. I mean, not to say that Windows is awful for gaming, it's, good for compatibility, because, you can play games like Apex or Valorant that, aren't going to work on Linux. But, it's definitely not perfect. It's definitely got its major flaws, as you know. So, what does all that have to do with the new gen Xbox? Well, the new gen Xbox is gonna have it's gonna it's rumored to be pretty much like a PC would. But then you realize that, oh well, but then sorry. So yeah, but then you realize, oh well, the Xbox Ally is just gonna be just gonna do the same stuff as the new gen Xbox, but it's gonna be portable. You can play handheld, or you can probably dock it. I mean, most likely the Xbox Ally is gonna be dockable, which the OG Ally and the Steam Deck are dockable, and I have a dock right there. It's right behind my monitor. So yeah, that's kind of the reason why I feel like the new gen Xbox would be redundant, because the Xbox Ally, you can literally take it with you wherever you go, which again is the same with everything else. The Steam Deck and Switch 1 and Switch 2. Yeah, turn that off. So and even the Legion Go S too. Yeah, most likely the Legion Go S is going to be dockable, both the Windows and the SteamOS version. So yeah, and then this new Gen Xbox and most likely the upcoming PS6, whenever we see that, are just going to be just TV mode only. That's literally it. So yeah, that's kind of it, really. That's kind of my say that you should probably just pick up the Xbox Ally if you're gonna pick that up and not pick up the new gen Xbox, because while sure it probably will be a bit more powerful, but there's probably gonna also be the Xbox Ally X, which would use a Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme processor, which most likely will be very powerful. Of course, the Ryzen A Z2 chip would I've heard probably would end up with the same performance as the Steam Deck's APU, which would seem kind of weird because that would just make it feel like a slightly worse Steam Deck because, again, no touchpads, two back paddles. Again, well, I mean, you can still connect mouse and keyboard to both, which I've done, but which I've done for the Steam Deck, not the Xbox Ally. I don't have it yet. I don't know if I will get one, but who knows. So, yeah, but of course, most people are probably just gonna get the Xbox Ally X, and I know why, because well, it's gonna have again the Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme, it's gonna have 24 gigabytes DDR5 and the 1 terabyte storage. Looking at a Google image for that, and if the and well if the next gen Xbox is gonna be the same thing, then well the same specs, the Ryzen Z2A, 16 gig and 512 gigabytes for the normal version, and then the X version being the same Ryzen AI Z2 Extreme, 24 gig DDR5 and 1 terabyte storage. Yeah, that's redundant because again, the Xbox Ally and Ally X are handhelds, and you'll still be able to dock them, same way because that's why handhelds are just the more superior option. Again, I mean, Steam Deck, Switch 1, Switch 2, Legion Go, and even Xbox Ally. They're all just like consoles, but, different. Okay, well, Switch is obviously a console, but, these are more like. But these too can be like consoles again, because, the interface that they all have is similar to more console interface, if you know what I'm saying. Of course, again, they're really handheld PCs, but again, the Steam Deck, and the Xbox Ally X will act like consoles. So yeah, that's literally. So yeah, that's pretty much this whole video. Just a little reminder that again, anything the next gen Xbox will do, that Xbox Ally X is gonna do with the portability being better. So, well, unless they're gonna have the new gen Xbox be kind of small shape, like those mini gaming PCs, or even something like the Mac Mini, if you know what I mean. But I don't see that very likely. But it would be possible. It would be possible. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say. So yeah, just pick up the Xbox Ally and get the new gen Xbox. That's literally it. Thanks for watching.